Good morning, everybody. I just thought I should show you what my windows look like this morning. The cold stuff's coming, isn't it? Look at the condensation everywhere. Yeah, I just guess I'm just not a winter person. I mean, at the moment it's just... Well, good morning, everybody. This is DearMamaSal on a beautiful Monday morning. It's 8 degrees here in southern British Columbia. Wasn't expecting that, was I? Which would make it 48 degrees in American. And I've got sandals on. Dear. What can I say? So, we are going to have a beautiful looking day. I wondered how many of you got to see the blood moon last night. Isn't that something? Now, I've got to admit, here in Canada, well, in my part of Canada anyway, it was very difficult to see. It was there. You could see that it was there. I would think for those people who had telescopes, that must have been quite something to see. It just looked magnificent. I know, for example, Lolo sent an incredible picture. I'm not quite sure where she got it from, but it was really an amazing picture. So, if you haven't seen it, go to the DearMamaSal Facebook account and just scroll down until you get to the picture, because I put it up there. Because, you know, that's we're not going to see anything like that again for another, many years. You know, it's another 16 years or something. Wow, it was quite amazing. I had a really fun weekend. When I say really fun weekend, it was very busy in lots of ways, but I actually enjoyed it. I decided to stay pretty calm this weekend because I was recovering from, well, I still am, I think, to some degree, whatever this is that tried to attack me last week. And I hear from my viewers that a lot of viewers have got a flu-like cold going on. I know Angela's been sick, and Marie was telling me she's also been not well. And so, you know, you look at it and go, whatever this is, it's going around. It's, you know, it's not just Canadian, it's a equal opportunity bug. And so for those of you not feeling too well today, I wish you a healthy week. We did a couple of fun broadcasts on Friday. I'm not quite sure what it is about the Friday lunchtime broadcast. Lunchtime, my time here in Pacific Standard Time. But that seems to really have got some legs on it, as they say. They seem to be very lively discussions. And I think partially because of my viewers coming in from England. And I want to say to you, thank you. I really appreciate it. I continue to be delighted to see the viewers we're getting from England. I don't know why. It's sort of like, wow, my home country originally. So it's really, really nice to see you guys do that. And I'm wondering, for those of you who are Brits, you might want to tell me what drew you to the channel, and I'm wondering whether it is the halogen stuff or not. I'm still trying to work that out. But anyway, I'm very, very pleased to see those views coming up. And funnily enough, I believe that on a month-by-month basis, that the Brits are overtaking the Canadians, and you know, like they're becoming my second biggest audience. So that's quite something. Not to touch the USA, of course, who on their own, I think, you know, they're sort of like the US viewership and then everybody else. You know? I haven't looked at the figures this morning, but I know that we're probably about 30,000 away from 500,000 views, so it's very exciting, and I hope you're all as excited as I am. And of course, like any goal in life, 30,000 will turn into 20,000, will turn into 10,000, and we'll get really excited, and then we'll hit 500,000, and then we'll set a new goal. It's just like, don't you think that's, and it's just like, it was always my comment about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if any of you know about that it seemed to me you reached all the way up to self-actualization, and then you somehow or other managed to put yourself back down into survival again, because you got, it's a long story, maybe not for today. I must admit that on Saturday I spent some time out of my usual environment. I normally spend quite a bit of time in my bedroom. I have my computer there, and I do a lot of the editing there and stuff like that. And I made a decision that on the weekends I'm going to try and keep the computer out of my bedroom on a Saturday, and work in my dining room, and also not take my computer back into the bedroom on Saturday nights. In other words, I try and spend one night where I'm not, constantly looking at my computer, either for entertainment or anything else, and rather let me not do that. It's my sort of almost unplugged night. Because I'm amazed how many times I will go to bed and I will, wake up and start working again. When I say I'll start working again, I'll check, are there any messages I need to answer, are there any whatever. And I decided on Saturday nights I'm not going to do that to myself. I had a fun day yesterday. If you saw the vlog, you will see that I was running around like a blue-house fly, but it was a fun day, and I definitely know that it really helps to have a slow cooker if you're having a busy day. What I did was on Saturday I cooked some chicken breasts in my halogen, and as you know, I used some of them to do the spring rolls that I cooked, and then the rest of them I cut up and made a chicken curry for last night, which apparently was quite good because there was nothing left of it. Now normally I have something left, but there was nothing left of it last night. And by the way, I was very proud of myself. I did not have seconds, and I lost a pound this morning. I didn't have a bread roll, although they were on the table. I didn't have a bread roll and butter and all the rest of it. I just had a reasonable size, but not big, helping of rice, and a reasonable size of the curry, which had a lot of vegetables in it. Now, it also had a cream curry sauce, so we know that wasn't totally healthy. And for those of you who want to know, how did you make it, Sal? How did you make it? I actually did it the cheating way, which is the way I like to cook. I put in 1 can of cream of chicken, 1 bottle of a light chicken curry paste, a light chicken curry mixture. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now, and I've thrown the bottle away. So easy to do. And then all I did was I put in some bigger chunks of carrot and onion and slow cooked it, because it's all basically cooked except for the vegetables. Slow cooked it while I was doing the broadcast, and when I finished the broadcast I then added more vegetables, things like leeks and mushrooms and finally, and more onion, more carrot, and it was very, very tasty. I added a bit more curry powder to it. It was mild, but very mild, so I just brought it up a tad to be probably mild in anybody who likes curry. It was probably still mild, but it was a bit stronger than the cream sauce made it. And then I had put coconut over, when people served it, I had coconut on the table for them to put over the top of it. And the only other thing I did was after I cooked the rice, I threw in about a teaspoon of cumin seeds. That's C-U-M-I-N. And that gives the rice a very special taste, which is great when you're doing that sort of a meal. And then I did a plate of papadums. You can pick those up normally at your international food type section in your supermarket. And they're really, I don't know how everybody else does them, but I actually found a way to do them quite easily. On the first one, I spritz oil on both sides. And then on the second one, I just spritz. The second one, I put it on the first one because then the oil from the first one touches the second one. Then I spritz the top of it again, put another one down, spritz the top of it, put another one down. And then I layer them up about 5 or 6 at a time. And depending on what brand of papadum you have, I can put them in for a minute and they're all done. And I think I must have done 12, which was the right amount because there weren't any left. So it was a good meal. Now, I was doing some research last night. Over the weekend. That's what I was doing on Saturday, researching stuff to do for the vlogs. And one of the things that I found out, and I didn't realize that, is that there's quite a movement now to do not only salads in a jar, but whole meals in a jar. So I'm going to start trying a couple of those to see how they work out. And I was telling the viewers last night, and quite a lot of them got quite excited, so I gather that I'm not the only one that thinks that's a good idea. And the reason people are doing it is because, it's a really nice way to do school lunches for children, and make sure that they've got, a good balanced diet. But also, it's great for those of us who work, you just go to the fridge and pull out a mini lasagna, or a mini shepherd's pie, or a mini whatever. There you go. So I'm going to have some fun playing with that over the next couple of weeks. Or I hope I am. It'll be interesting to see if they work. And really, from what I can gather, you just take them to work, take the lid off, obviously, if you're going to put it in the microwave. Microwave them hot, and by the time you've done that, you've got yourself a meal in a wide neck jar that turns out to be the plate as well. So you just literally eat it out of there and then you're done. I like the idea of that. So what's on the schedule for today or for this week? I'm trying to think what's going on in my life this week, and I'm thinking not a lot. I'm just looking. There's some person that's really tidied up their garden ready for the fall. Wow, that looked so good. Not only was it totally cleaned of flowers, but it looked like they put fresh soil on as well. It looked really, they must be selling it. That's a possibility. Normally when a house looks that tidy, it's because they're getting ready to sell it. Curb appeal, I think they call it, right? So Jody was commenting on a comment I made in yesterday's vlog about I was feeling pretty bouncy yesterday, which I thought was cute that she picked up on that. And for those of you who are new viewers, I had to make the comment that, I've got this back road to my local stores that has a lot of speed bumps in it. The same as you've probably noticed that when I get close to the office, the office car park has a lot of speed bumps in it as well. And so it looks like I'm driving over dead bodies all the time, and I'm not. So that back road to Walmart has a lot of speed bumps on it. And so whenever I'm driving it, I feel very bouncy. It's probably why my shock absorbers gave away. So what's the thought for today, do you think? Bright. It is bright today, isn't it? So work on that today. Work on being bright. Now, there's part of me that goes, if you are in a cheery, bright mood today, you're probably going to upset some people. Have you noticed that? People don't like people when they're bright. And now, the only people who don't like people who are bright are people who are not bright. So, I would recommend that you try being bright today. And know that it's not going to please everybody, but who cares? Work on being bright. Now, you can be bright in many ways. You can be bright in attitude, but you can also be bright in mind. I found this weekend, for some reason, my 3 brain cells were all matched up and going in the same direction. There were so many little ideas I came up with. Let me tell you that it was sort of like, I kept thinking, wow, why didn't I ever think of that before? And it was like one after another. It was just like, I don't know what was going on in my brain, but the little 3 cells that were running around were all running around in unison in some way, and they were picking up information out of my brain and adding 2 and 2 and making 22 instead of 4. You know, it was just amazing stuff. I'm going, wow, that's quite something. So in terms of the weight thing, I did get out of the house and take a walk around the block this weekend. Oh, that's really beautiful. That's a vintage car on the back of a truck somewhere. Beautiful red one. Anyway, I did get out of the house and take a walk around the block. And I know that it's going to be more and more important for me to push myself to do that, or to clean up what is on my total gym and start using it. But I don't think I'm going to start using that yet. That's what I call my there's snow on the ground exercise routine, is on the total gym. I'm going to really push myself to go out walking at least round the block 3 times a week, because it looks like I'm starting to get the portion control. You remember what Marnie said? It isn't so much what you eat as the amount that you eat. There are a couple of things that I have tried to change, and that's to have smaller meals more regularly when I can, and not to obviously miss the meal. Sundays is always a very difficult day for me. I sort of get up late and then I rush out to go and do the shopping and stuff. And then by the time I get back, I've got to do a broadcast. And the good news about that is normally my brunch is at the time when I start the broadcast, and it's normally grapes and cheese, which is not totally unhealthy, right? But then, of course, I have a big dinner. So that was good. So let's be bright today. Let's make others bright today. I put up a, what do you call it? A little lesson, I think I could call it. A little lesson on how to deal with toxic people. I put that on Facebook as well this weekend, because I thought that was something a lot of us struggle with, you know, when we're around very negative people. And I'm going to be talking a bit more about that off and on, because one of the things I found out, that the people you surround yourself with will affect your mood unless you have very strong self-control. And one of the things that it recommended, and I thought was very clever, which is if you're around somebody who's trying to diss somebody else, you know, whether it's at the office or maybe at your family gathering, and we're sort of heading towards Thanksgiving dinners, and I'm sure you've all got toxic members of your family. And maybe you are the toxic member of the family, for all I know. But what they were saying in the little lesson was, you know, if somebody starts to get at you or start saying nasty things about somebody else, you know, just get out of the room. You know, suddenly you need a washroom break, or suddenly you need to go to the kitchen to go get whatever, another glass of water. Just get yourself out of the environment so that you are not breathing in those toxic fumes. And that'll help keep you bright. Bouncy. Have a super day, everybody. This is DearMamaSal saying thank you for listening. If you haven't subscribed, the question would be, why not? And if you don't click on the ads at the beginning, why not? It's very good for me. Seriously though, have a wonderful day. Be bright. It's going to be a bright, sunshiny day, I hope. Bye-bye for now.